helping make your life easier. Moms Every Day.
We're glad you're along with us today for Moms Every Day, everyone. Dr. Mark Simpson's back with us today from Simpson Dental Associates. Dr. Simpson, great to have you with us again. We really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure and honor to be here.
Okay, well, Dr. Simpson, today we want to talk to you about a procedure that you all normally do a lot of there at Simpson Dental Associates. That's putting in dental implants. So kind of talk to us a little bit about those. And if somebody feels that they're a candidate, you know, what do you look for to determine if they are?
Well, let's first talk a little bit about dental implants.
Okay.
And what I want you to know about dental implants is they've been around a long time. Almost 3,000 years ago, the first dental implants were placed, amazingly enough. But the modern day of dental implantology happened in about 1981, 82, about the time that I graduated dental school. And what we developed then was root form implants. I was so interested in that. I went to Germany many times. I think I went over 30 times to train and also to work with a company that we developed a lot of techniques called teeth in a day, which we spoke about the last time I was on. And one of the things that I was able to do is train with some of the leaders. There was a guy named Ingvar Brandemark, who's really the father of modern implant dentistry. But about 17 or 18 years ago, the thing that changed in implant dentistry was the CT scan. Now that's a dental cone beam scanner, which is different than a medical CT. And what you're going to see here, this large model is the model that's made by all the information that's collected from the CT scan. And what I want you to notice is the difference in the color has to do with density. So you can see that lower jaw is much more dense than the upper jaw. Now if you see on the lower left, we've got a little arrow there. It's hard to see, but a little white arrow. And you can see we're taking a slice out. And that slice is now represented on the upper left. Then we take a little red line and go around that arch, and then that's represented on that right-hand side where there's a slice through. So if in the very middle of that, there's a blue marker. It's difficult to see, but you'll see me start moving it around. Then the picture on the lower bottom right starts to change. And what I'm doing is looking, that's the three-dimensional picture. So that's what's showing us what you can't normally see with a regular x-ray. And you can see as we walk through every slice there, we see, now right there, look how thin that bone is on the upper. So you need to know that if you're going to place implants. So it's just critically important. You know, we used to pray a lot more when we did implants early on because we didn't know what we were up against. And nowadays we have so much more information that we can actually see these things ahead of time. We would tell patients oftentimes at the beginning, well, if we have enough bone, then we'll do this or this. Now we know ahead of time. So it's one of those pieces of technology that, quite frankly, I can't live without. I've had one for 17 years now, and people still talk about it as new technology. I mean, and I always say, you mean that 17-year-old technology? You know, it's not so new, but we were the first ones in the Valley to have one. Actually, the first ones in the state, and we recently purchased a new one that is even more phenomenal. It shows things that we just could not find before. So if you're faced with needing an implant, you're missing a tooth or are going to be missing teeth, then what we do is take the CT scan, look at everything. And now, as far as medically is concerned, if you have the people that are pretty much less likely to need or use implants are people who have had radiation to their jaw, to the bone because of cancer, or people who have severe osteoporosis and are on IV bisphosphonates. They're less likely to be able to use implants because there's a higher risk of complications. They're not generally excluded, but it's just more risky for them.
Dr. Simpson, do most dental offices like you all have these type of CT scanners that you're using?
Well, unfortunately, they cost a lot of money, and so unless you're really big into doing implants, a lot of offices don't have them.
Okay.
But more and more, I was at a dental meeting here a few weeks ago, and they had a show of hands, and there was only about 3 hands that went up, and there was hundreds of dentists. So unfortunately, it's not. We do take the CTs for our patients. We do not take them for people that are not our patients, just because we're responsible for what we find on the scan. So I encourage you to, like this man, somebody asked me, well, how old can you be and still have dental implants? He's 92 and he had dental implants. So you're never too old.
All right. Well, Dr. Simpson, thank you so much for joining us today. Very informative. We really appreciate it. And thank you all at home for joining us. Sure. Have a great day, everyone.